There are hidden truths in this world that have been buried deep by those that fear it. They would keep these truths secret in order to protect their own notion of power, when the truth is, there are things that are far beyond their control, and that fact alone terrifies them. But the existence of one such secret has recently surfaced, and we have found it. A tape of events that occurred a few years back in Baltimore. A series of bizarre and gruesome murders had suddenly occurred which caused quite an uproar in the city. Yet the exact details of these events were twisted and warped by those in power. But the lies end here. Listen to what truly happened and know the real truth.
It takes only one single moment for your entire world to be turned upside down and torn apart. Yesterday, I was a nobody, an average guy you would pass by on the street without even a second glance. But today I'm sitting here with blood-stained hands recording this message as probably the most wanted person in the country right now for all those gruesome murders that's been all over the news lately. But let me start from the beginning. My name is No. We'll go with Adizaya, as there's not much of me left anymore. So, my name is Adizaya, and this is my confession. You know when you're just a kid, afraid of the dark, your parents would tell you that there's nothing hiding under the bed or in the closet, that there's no such thing as monsters. Well, they were partially right. There really was nothing hiding under my bed or in the closet. No, my monster was hanging upside down from the fucking ceiling, piercing through me with those cold, black eyes. I was paralyzed as it inched closer and closer to me. I tried screaming, but my voice was just gone. I didn't know how. But somehow at that very moment, I just knew that this horrifying thing in front of me had taken my voice. The next thing I remember was waking up in my bed that was soaking wet with God knows what. But I remember the smell though. A horrible smell of what I can only now describe as burning flesh. I tried telling my parents, of course, trying so hard to convince them, but it was just a bad dream, they said. After all, who the hell was going to believe a story like that from a 6-year-old kid? Hell, eventually even I was convinced it was just a nightmare. But god damn it, they should have listened. For years, things were alright, until the day I turned 16. I remember that day, in one of the school hallways during my break. My best friend was being pushed around by this one asshole kid, Rick Breinhardt, that I guess was just trying to get more attention, trying to give some sort of worth to his own meaningless, fucked up life. I tried stepping in to help my friend, but Rick, being the asshole that he was, turned around and threw a punch at me. After that, I remember feeling an enormous amount of pain, and then nothing. I must have blacked out. When I came to, my right hand was basically locked in a vice grip around his throat. He had already been unconscious and looked beaten to hell and back. I let go of him and noticed the big circle of kids that had formed around me. I clearly remember their faces, the way they looked at me. They were terrified. And I heard someone whisper something about black eyes. The kid was in a coma for weeks, and it wasn't because of his injuries. Those had already mostly healed within the first week. No, his coma was induced by some sort of mental problem. I heard later on that one of the doctors had said that it was most likely a case of the brain not being able to process something unusually traumatizing the person had seen. That very same night, however, in the pitch black dark of my own room, there was something in there with me. It It was too dark to tell, but it felt like something was standing uncomfortably still in the corner just smirking at me. Rick did eventually wake up from the coma and return to school after about 3 months. But he was different. He looked like he barely got any sleep. He looked timid and scared, pathetic even. I'm not gonna lie, knowing that I had somehow been the reason that a once proud and popular main douche like him had been reduced to that. It felt good, really good. It wasn't a feeling I was proud of, so I never told anyone. The upside was that after that day, no kid even dared come close to me. The downside, however, was that I had also lost my best friend that day. He looked at me the exact same way everyone else did. And all chances of me making any other friends, even until the very day I finished school, went right out the window after that. I was alone. After I graduated college and stepped into the real world, things gradually went back to normal. I got a job, my own place, and again, things were okay for years after that. Until a few days ago, when I turned 26. Little did I know that things would become far more fucked up after that.